Hello beautiful yogi and welcome to today's flow. Are you ready to go on this deep dive, taking some time for yourself and really reconnecting with yourself? Even if you're not ready, let's do it anyways, right? Because afterwards we will feel so much better for it. This is what we need. We need that time with ourselves to reconnect. We're gonna start in a downward facing dog right away. If you take a moment to get there, pause that video for a moment, maybe relax in child's pose, tuck your toes under, and then start the video whenever you feel ready to come into your down dog. So it's our first down dog of the day, which means we stay smooth and we stay fluid within it. You can wiggle your hips from side to side. If your hamstrings are not quite ready, maybe have that bend in your knees. So it is really your spine that fully unfurls here and gets extended and decompressed long. Start to pick up your breath here by drawing your attention towards your breath, by lengthening the breath deep into the stomach, into the chest, and maybe with your lips apart, sighing that breath away. Let's do that one more time. Beautiful. Slowly walk now your feet a little closer towards another, narrowing the stance, and then sweep your right leg up high towards the sky. You still can have that bend in your left knee. The left heel is grounded. Bend into your right knee now as well and roll your right hip on top of your left hip. Squeeze your calf into your right hamstring, so really closing that right knee joint. And then without letting go of that closed knee joint, start to circle that right leg around, big circles. You don't have to move fast, quite the opposite. Move slow enough that you actually feel what's going on in that right hip joint, to feel what feels tight, what feels loose. Then go the other way around as well, to really explore the full palette of all the tastes. Next time when your right knee is pointing up towards the ceiling, keep it here and step that right foot right through all the way to the front of the yoga mat, to the outside of your right hand. Allow your hips to sink towards that right heel. Push your heart forward and lift the ground of your head up high. And as you do so, keep buoyancy underneath your left leg. So we kind of want to press the left heel away and we float that left thigh away from the floor. Keep your bum firm and your belly button drawn inwards, and feel how this movement brings so much more lengthening to that left hip flexor, and it feels divine. Stay here for another breath in, and then with an exhale out, start to straighten your right leg and come into a forward fold like a down dog, just that the right leg is pushed forward. And then sink back once more. Let your hips come down, push the front of the heart into the back of the heart, lift the ground of your head up high. With an exhale, come into your pyramid fold. Bend your right knee once more, and then step your left foot to the front as well, so you come into your Malasana squat. Sinking the hips down as far as you can. If your heels can't ground, feel free to stay in the tippy toes. Use your elbows to keep the knees pointed in the same direction as your toes. Lengthen your spine from here. Inhale. Let that breath go. Exhale. Hands back down towards earth, hips up towards the sky, in a narrow stance again to a hip width distance. Drop over your legs, and as you do so, can you shift a little more into your toes than you maybe normally would, to get that full extension along the hamstrings, your calves. Then soften your knees again, add in strength by lengthening the spine to the front. Place your hands by your hips, squeeze your glutes and lift all the way up. Stand nice and tall in. Hands to heart center, Samastihiti. Beautiful. Come back out of it and fly your right leg up towards the sky. Dog pose here. Inhale. With an exhale out, find your warrior three. Keep your arms extended over your head as you seek the back of the room with your right foot. Trying to create one straight line from the right heel all the way towards the fingertips. Then bend into your left knee to step that right foot right through to the very end. Inhale, lift your arms up high. With an exhale out, bend your elbows and your knees to come all the way down towards the floor. Bring your arms back up towards the sky once more. Untuck your right toes. And then sink even deeper into that crescent shape by sinking your hips down but keeping the belly button in, firming the butt. You can stay here. If you want to extend that crescent shape, feel free to hinge from your shoulders, hands and head even more backwards. Find your half split from here, hands underneath your shoulders. Start to straighten your left leg, flex your left toes towards your shin bone so you extend again the left back side of your leg. Flare your sit bones wide to the back of the room, let your belly drop, but keep your shoulders relaxed and your face relaxed. Stay here for one more breath. And then travel back to the front of the yoga mat and float your right leg. Brush the outside of your left shin with your left hand. Extend your left fingertips up towards the sky and use that as an invite to roll your rib cage open to the left side. Stay low in your left hip to really extend that left outer thigh. Stay here for one more breath. And then reset and place your left hand back down towards earth. 3-legged down dog from here. So you pick your left foot up and you pierce the sky straight away with that left foot. Then bend your left knee. You can have that right knee also bent. Heel is grounded. Then roll your left knee on top of your right knee and come into that scorpion stretch over here. Try to squeeze your left calf into your left hamstring. Without letting go of that, start to circle that left knee around. Big circles. Oi, massaging your inside hip joint with yourself. Isn't that great that we can do that? Go the other way around. So we really connecting with ourselves by feeling ourselves, by massaging ourselves, by touching ourselves. Next time when your left knee is pointing up towards the ceiling, keep it there and step it right through to the outside of your left hand. Sink your hips, push the back of the heart into the front of the heart, and with that, wave your heart upwards, lift the ground of your head up high. With an exhale out, it's like a down dog pushback, just that the left leg stays where it is. In your ability, straighten it. Then sink back down again, move with your breath and feel how the breath really emphasizes it. Inhale to lift, to expand. Exhale to fold and to move back. Coming forward once more in that deep lizard lunge variation, and then step your right foot again to the front of the yoga mat. Come into another set of Malasana, but this time have your hands in front of your shoulders and your hips not as low, maybe just as high as your knees. So it's very active. We need really to squeeze every muscle in our body to make that shape look graceful. And we need to breathe really deeply to kind of feel it as a graceful posture, not overheating. Wonderful. From here, let's now sway that right arm up high towards the sky. And then at the same time, lift your left heel off the floor, pivot on that left foot and let your left knee sink in towards the inside of your right arch. Then come back again through center and move over to the opposite side. So the arms go across and one hip turns in to fold that knee over. 2 more. Coming all the way over and across. Oh. Now we feel how effort and ease work together and we open and we strengthen at the same time. Well done. Hands back down towards the floor, hips up towards the sky, come into your forward fold. Add in strength and length for your spine. Hands by your hips, lift up, stand nice and tall. Connect your hands above your head. Bring your hands to heart center, Samastihiti. So your left leg this time that floats as you reach with your arms up towards the sky. Keep your arms here, so the back of the shoulders are working hard. All those stabilizers along the spine are working hard as you extend that left leg out behind you. And then soften into your right knee to step that left foot all the way through. Reach with your arms up high in. Bend elbows and knee to drop down towards earth. Well done. Untuck your left toes. Sweep those arms back up and feel how the breath in comes with it naturally. When we reach, we want to inhale. Exhale, sink down. Find your forward fold here, hands underneath your shoulders as you straighten your right leg. Stick your bum out behind you. Allow your belly to drop, but it's like a controlled arch. So it's not just the belly goes soft. I actually have my core engaged, but it's that contracting of all those muscles along my lumbar spine. So I come in that arch position and that gives more attention to that right hamstring. Then travel forward again, let that left leg float. Push your left heel away. Brush the shin bone of your right with your hand and then extend that right arm all the way up. And from here, don't stop. Turn and spiral even more. So even the left side of your ribcage starts to move upwards. Oh, beautiful. Stay here for one more breath. Let your right hand come back down, and then this time just step it back into downward facing dog. Both feet beside each other. Maybe legs can be a little straighter now because you warmed already up. If not, though, keep them bent. Start with your heels, lift them up high, draw your chin towards your chest. Pull the back of your neck forward, come into high plank. Find your low plank, tuck your hips towards your ribs as you bend your elbows. Moving forward and upwards. Feel free to stay with baby cobra. If you feel ready for full cobra, charge your heart. Push through the legs, draw your navel in, firm your butt, roll over your feet to come back into a downward facing dog. Well done. Lift your right leg up high towards the sky. Take a breath in. From your highest point, curl your right knee back into your chest. Move shoulders over your wrists, or maybe even fingertips. Tiger curl the back of your heart up high, step your right foot through. Turn your left heel over, sweep your left arm upwards, followed by your right arm to come into your warrior two. sinking deeper and deeper into it, relaxing the shoulders and the face more, and having that pelvis again in that neutral position. Feel how your thigh bones roll backwards, and this gives you more space in the front of your hips. Don't change anything of that as you reverse your warrior. Left hand goes down along your left thigh, right fingertips reach past your ear. Keep that right shoulder rolled backwards. And then when you think you can't reach any further, start to straighten your right leg and feel how this gives you even an extra push. Flex your right foot, pivot on your right heel and turn that right foot same direction as your left foot. Drop your right hand down in front of your left toes. Keep your spine nice and long so the spine kind of reaches in a diagonal so the nose sits on top of your right wrist. Then float your left arm up towards the sky and rinse your spine. Stay here for one more breath. Exhale out. And then let everything drop centered. So the hands kind of glide to the center. Your head just drops down. And you just chill here for a moment. And you can really do that. Focusing on the weight, distributing the weight evenly between heels and toes. Or if you want a little more, feel free to hold the back of your ankles to force yourself into deeper forward fold with love and kindness for yourself, obviously. Imagining a wall behind you, and you try to align your heels, your sit bones, the back of your legs with that wall, so the bum doesn't go through the wall. Stay here for one more breath. Exhale out. And come back into half lift, so it's a bit easier to turn from here back to the front of the yoga mat, framing that right foot. Lift yourself more and more into your right leg, float that left leg up behind you. From your warrior three, open into a standing split, so the gaze shifts towards the right knee, the left toes lift higher and higher. Hands can walk maybe even a little further back. You can stay here and just explore that and have a great time here. If you want to go for a bit of an adventure, feel free to free your right hand to hold the back of your right here. Maybe staying here or changing the left hand to the back of the calf as well. Still folding into that standing split. Stay here for one more breath. Well done, you guys. Free both of your hands, bring them back down towards earth. Bend your left knee and bring that left shin bone across the yoga mat behind your right heel, but you don't have to go across. The left knee stays over at the left side. So you can just gracefully come down onto your bum. Then straighten your right leg and have the sole of your left foot pressed against the right inner thigh. Have your sit bones beside each other. Reach with your arms up high, 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 high. Come into your forward fold here. Exhale out. Lengthen from the tailbone to the ground of your head. Feel how your inhale helps you. And then as you exhale out, see if your body invites you to fold maybe a little deeper. Let's do that one more time. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Lift all the way back out of it again. Inhale. Bring your left arm behind you. Sweep your right arm up towards the sky and use that to lift your hips up high. Push into your left hand, into your right foot, and from here free your left knee so you can pull it underneath your hip. Then come all the way up into side gate pose. From here, bend now your right knee and have your right toes turned again to the front of the room. Move your knees apart. So there's again that spiralation in your thigh bones. Pelvis is neutral. Bring your hands behind your head in. With an exhale, let your right elbow come down to the inside of your right knee. And then try to push that left elbow and the left shoulder backwards. Come back out of it. Second round, but this time sink your hip as well down towards that right heel and then tuck your right elbow in. If your elbow sits on the inside of the right knee, use it as a leverage to open those elbows even further apart, and with that creating more spiralation, more opening. Stay here for one more breath. And then reset. Turn everything back to the front of the room. Frame your right foot. Let's step it back into downward facing dog. Let's just settle for a moment. Feel what just happened. We only worked one side so far, so maybe it feels a little differently on the right than on the left. Take that in without any judgment. Then once again, let's undulate forward, coming into high plank. Finding a low plank from here. Moving forward and upwards, enjoying every centimeter of the movement. Instead of just aiming for that last posture we go into, can you really feel the transformation? And then downward facing dog from here. Exhaling out. Float your left leg up with your next breath in. Press your right heel down. Curl your left knee into your chest to come all the way through between your hands. Turn your right heel down towards earth. And then cartwheel your arms up high. Right arm leads the way. Pelvis is neutral. Sit bones are facing down the way. Shoulders are open but relaxed. Be here for one more breath. Reverse your warrior. Don't change anything with your left knee. If anything, maybe bend it even a little more so the extension comes from two sides. Be here for one more breath. And start to straighten your left leg, to lean even further. Flex your left foot. Pivot on that left heel to turn it in. Place your left hand down in front of your right toes, but keep a gap between foot and hand so your spine can fully extend. Place the nose on top of your left wrist and then open your right arm up towards the sky. Rinse your spine. Oh, yeah, this feels heavenly. Stay here for one more breath. And then release again. Let both of your hands drop back down between your legs. This time we change it up. So turn your heels in, toes out, bend your knees and sit down. You can have your arms up on your legs, or if it works, so you have your hands down on the floor. See if movement helps you to go deeper. You can stay just in stillness. Be here for one more breath. And then lift yourself out of that deep squat so it is easier to turn back to the front of the yoga mat. Frame your left foot, lift yourself up into warrior three, hands are grounded. Then from here work towards that standing split. So right foot lifts higher and higher. And with that, dive down with your nose towards that left knee. Notice how shifting from the left heel into the left toes really gives you maybe another push. And you can just stay here, or if you want, you can balance, which then it makes it easier if you shift your gaze back in front of your toes to begin with. Maybe the second hand joins, and then lift that right leg again a little higher. Find how your breath brings the calmness we need, especially in those moments where it gets really wobbly. One more breath. And then reset, both hands back down towards the floor. Bend your right knee to bring right shin bone across the yoga mat just behind your left ankle. So the right knee is still sticking out to the right side. And then sit down. Straighten your left leg. The right foot is now resting on the inside of your left thigh. Bring your arms up high in. Find your forward fold from here. Exhale out. Ride the wave of your breath with an inhale. Feel how everything pulls a little further away from the core, and how your exhale kind of allows you to fold more into yourself. Do that one more round. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Come back out of it. Right arm comes behind you. The left arm is kind of your momentum arm to lift everything up. Push into your left foot, right hand, free your right leg and bring it more underneath your hip. From here, come up into side gate pose. Then turn your left foot out. Bend your left knee. Bring your hands behind your head. Come out of any hyperextension in your lower back. So there's again that firmness in the butt. And then bring your left elbow to the inside of your left knee, but keep that right elbow rolled back. So feel the engagement between your shoulder blades. Then lift yourself back out of it. Inhale. Let's go for a second round. Sinking the hips this time as well. Place left elbow in and then maybe push into that inside left knee to have more leverage to turn everything open to the side. Stay here for one more breath. Wonderful. And then resetting, come back out of it. Turn back on that right knee, step it back into downward facing dog. And having a moment here just to feel the after. Has it balanced out the internal energetic flow? Is it still a bit out of whack? If that's the case, well, maybe just go along with that flow. Let's flush it out with one more vinyasa. Heels up high, chin to chest. Undulating forward, coming into high plank. Find your low plank. Coming forward and upwards, inhale. And then stay grounded through your knees. Come either into child's pose or hero pose, whatever you prefer. Have your eyes closed, your forehead rested if you're in child's pose, or finding that beautiful alignment of all the vertebrae so it feels almost weightless as you sit here on your heels. Drop away from the surface. Drop away from the surface and sink yourself more and more into the body. You're feeling yourself here in the deepest layers of yourself, where the idea of your purpose lingers. The energy of your purpose lingers. So you have it inside of you. You just have to tap into it to get to know more of it. When you're ready, blink your eyes back open. Thank you so much for your energy, for your time, for flowing with me. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you soon again. Namaste.